Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, it is time for Veterans News. Hank Whittier is in the studio, way down at the other end of this long table. Good morning,
That's
Hank.
the way I want to keep it, too, Larry. Far end of the table from you.
There you go. How you doing?
Listen, good crowd. Got a lot of people here. We had a lot of things to talk about this morning. But anybody calling in from the Sheriff's Department?
I do not see anybody. Not
Fire
yet.
Department
Not
yet?
yet, no.
Okay, we may be a little bit early, but we do have military casualties. And the guys from the American Legion Post, Brian and Joe, are going to go ahead and announce them. And then if we don't hear from them, sometimes the fire department and the police get a little busy before they call in their casualties. Right. But, Joe, why don't you lead it off with our casualty list?
The first is Sergeant First Class Ricardo D. Young, 34, of Roston, Arkansas, died August 28th. In Ghazni Province, Afghanistan, of wounds sustained when insurgents attacked his unit with small arms fire. He was assigned to the 307th Engineer Battalion, Combat Airborne, 20th Engineer Brigade, 18th Airborne Corps, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. The next is Staff Sergeant Michael H. Hollis, 24, of Staten Island, New York, died August 28th. Also in the Ghazni province of Afghanistan, of wounds sustained when insurgents attacked his unit with an improvised explosive device, small arms, and indirect fire. He was assigned to the 2nd Battalion, 22nd Infantry Regiment, 1st Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division Light, Fort Drum, New York.
Okay.
I have First Lieutenant Jason Tongi, of 24, of Pago Pago, American Samoa. He died on August 26 in Hassan, Karez, Afghanistan, of injuries sustained when enemy forces attacked his vehicle with an improvised explosive device. He was assigned to the 2nd Brigade Special Troops Battalion, 2nd Brigade Combat Troop, 1st Cavalry Division, Fort Hood, Texas. Also have Staff Sergeant Joshua J. Bowden, 28, of Villa Rica, Georgia. He died on August 31st in Ghazni province in Afghanistan of injuries sustained when enemy forces attacked his unit with small arms fire while on dismounted patrol. He was assigned to the 242nd Ordnance Division, 71st Ordnance Group at Fort Carson, Colorado.
Good, appreciate that. Listen, if they're not on the line, Robert, you've got the casualties
Yes, sir,
from
I
the
do.
fire and the police department.
Yes,
If
sir.
they call in, we'll let them do it also, but
Okay. I'm going to start off with the fire department. U.S. Fire Administration has received notice of the following firefighter fatality. Oscar Montano Garcia, firefighter, 50 years of age, died on 8/25/13. He was, fire department was Rogue River National Forest, Medford, Oregon. He is survived by his wife and children. Also is going into law enforcement is Derek Johnson, Draper Police Department, Utah. He was 32 years of age. Tour of duty was 8 years. He was shot and killed while stopping to check a vehicle parked on the side of South 4th Street shortly before 6 a.m. The male subject in the vehicle opened fire on Sergeant Johnson, killing him instantly. He was survived by his wife and a 7-year-old son. And that's the casualties to this point.
okay. Larry, go ahead and Amazing Grace and taps, and then we'll get into the regular programming.
Amazing grace, how sweet blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already gone. 'Twas grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us
Okay, listen, appreciate that. Let me just talk to our Jewish friends and congratulate them and just recognize Rosh Hashanah. You know, it's a 2-day event, and happy Rosh Hashanah.
Yes.
And you want to talk about Ford for a minute, and then
Ford,
I've got
Lincoln,
Mike.
of Ocala.
There you go.
Always love to talk about them. Their goal is to ensure that one of the best in the state of Florida. The Ford and Lincoln dealership here in Ocala and in Bellevue, owned by the same corporation. And if you want to meet with Steve Holosi, you're welcome to contact them out there, either in Ocala or in Bellevue. They are offer a great selection of new and previously owned vehicles, not used, just previously owned. And they offer financing and lease availabilities and special deals that they have out there quite often. They have a fantastic parts and repair department, and their service department is exceptional. We've got plenty to attest to that. I'm sure that Hank has used it occasionally.
My vehicle is used. I haven't used it.
Yo,
So if they buy mine, it's used.
Well, yours
All
is
the others
also-
are previously owned.
Well, I know that little Steve has definitely caused yours to be
Well,
used.
amongst other, he's not the only one.
Is it back?
I have
got it back?
I have it back, yes. But Fords seldom have problems, as
Yes.
you know. Very seldom do they have problems. But they're good people, and you know what? They're good to veterans and certainly good to Vets Helping Vets. Matter of fact, I believe that they're bringing a pickup truck out to the fundraiser at Golden Ocala. I'm not sure what kind of truck it is exactly, but that should happen along with some other good things, and we'll talk about that down the road here a little bit. In the meantime, Mike Emick, with the Air Force Association and Vets Helping Vets did a small fundraiser. We had some raffles going, and I think today is the day that we draw the. You didn't buy any tickets. Don't get excited. Don's getting excited. He didn't buy a ticket.
We've only had it for 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't find his wallet again.
Well,
He
okay.
lost his wallet for 2
Well,
months.
yeah, you got Marines.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. He said someplace in Vietnam. The wallet lies at the
yeah.
bottom of a rice paddy.
I use MPC.
Yeah. In any case, today is the day for the drawing, and Mike, I'm not, how I feel about drawings. I never put my hand in there, because I don't want to get accused of. I win all the time when I do that.
You do?
I do.
Not this time.
But,
your name's not in there, I made sure.
The guy who I want to get blamed if somebody complains is Phelan. So let Phelan do it.
We will
So what?
I would
So
love to.
you know, you got the sheet in front of you. What's the first ticket that they're drawing for? What is that?
Well, we're going to start off with prize number 3. There's 3 prizes. Prize number 3 is the Hamilton Beach 6-quart slow cooker. And I hope I get that one. That's pretty cool.
Better not.
Okay. Well, second prize is a Sony digital camera, complete with a case and a card and all that kind of stuff. And the first prize, I know, Larry, when we announce the first prize, could you give me a drum roll?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, the first prize will be a 42-inch LG TV. And all of our prizes were issued to us, or sold to us, I must say, at a very reasonable price from H.H. Gregg. So I got to give them a plug for treating us right. So if we would, let's start out with third place prize.
Hank. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
You're well trained. You're a well trained guy.
Al Lugo.
Al Lugo. Oh, Fort McCoy, Al Lugo. Oh, geez.
Can't ask for better.
That hurts. Okay. No, you're not drawing any more. I mean, my goodness. Al Lugo, that's bad enough.
There goes another one here.
Dig deep.
Second prize, Sony digital camera.
Okay, this is Rob Robertson.
He's down in Del Webb, Spruce Creek South in Somerville.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
And another Air Force Association member, as was Al Lugo.
Good. No Marines are eligible, huh?
No, they can just send a prize, but I didn't
We
put
just
any
send them
tickets
money.
in. Right. Okay, drum roll, please, Larry.
All right, it's going.
This is for the television?
It's for the TV.
Joe Donnelly gonna do that?
Dig deep,
Oh,
Joe.
Donnie.
Dig deep.
Donnie Harrison.
If that's the case, they're both going to get shot. Okay. Yeah, this is a member of the Air Force Association again. He lives in Oak Run. His name is Ben Crumwell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Well, very good. And you know, the good news is that the proceeds go to help veterans, both Vets Helping Vets and the Air Force Association folks. So thank you for, and we'll do it again. And you know, it was I appreciate the opportunity to kind of partnership
Well,
with you guys. It was.
Thank you for partnering with us.
I like working with the other folks, not so much you, but the other folks.
The feeling is mutual. You know, I have a brother that's a Marine, and I'm constantly telling him how to spell the T-H-E.
Yeah. Now, that's not unusual.
Okay.
That's not unusual.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hang around,
I'm
or
gonna-
are you leaving?
I'm going to go out and call these people out in the lobby,
Okay.
and then it depends on.
And if they have any complaints, remember who took the tickets out of the.
Oh, I have
Remember
them down
I'll give you
here.
their home address. Joe, what's your cell phone number? And they can only accept calls after midnight.
Good, I'll stay up late just for them. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Hank.
Hey, Mike, thank you. Appreciate it, buddy.
You got to call Lugo at his favorite
I
restaurant.
have to call out there anyways.
Well, it's appropriate he won the thing that cooks food.
Yeah, exactly.
Luga will like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Donate that
Yeah, you're going to call him. You can hang around, but you're going to call him. Hey, listen, I know Joe. You know, Joe has got places to go and things to do, right, Joe?
Yeah, a little bit later. I'm okay for a while. I'm okay for a while.
Okay, you okay for a
Hey,
while?
we're all right then.
All right, listen, we can talk indefinitely then. You know, you may not make. Where's the next meeting?
Back out of Golden Ocala. Back out of Golden
No, I told
Ocala.
you we had breakfast with Al the other Al Dunlap and his wife Judy. Nice people, but I finally figured out how we can fix the VA, and that's put Al in charge. No, really. Think about Al Dunlap in charge of the VA. You know, he'd get them squared away. In a
Absolutely.
heartbeat. I mean, and that's what we need. I called the VA on behalf of a veteran yesterday down at the Villages. 2 phone calls. The first one I stayed on the line for 22 minutes. No one ever picked up. The second one was 18 minutes. No one ever picked up. And then they were pre-recording of all this stuff, and they were giving me all the information on Valdosta, Georgia's clinic.
Wow. Nice.
So,
Wow.
anyway, Al, if you're interested, if you're listening, call. We got a job for you. Okay. Hey, we do have some folks here from the American Legion. We went out and talked to you guys the other night, and that's a great post that's in town. The post number is
27
27.
27.
And, is it the oldest American Legion post in town?
in town, yes.
Oh, yes.
There is one up north, I think, what, Gainesville 16?
Gainesville 16, in this region, they're a little older. It's kind of misleading. All of us, I wasn't there at the time, of course, but
I don't believe. No, tell the truth. Come on.
I was there, okay.
You were there.
They all submitted their applications at once when the American Legion was chartered in 1919. And it's just what order they came in. Titusville happened to come in first, so they're post 1 in Florida. And then I believe in Lakeland came in 2, and we ended up being 27. So that was, but they were all filed pretty much on the same time period.
That's a nice old building you all meet in down in Tuscarora Park.
Yeah, it's a wonderful
old historic
historical
building right in town here. A lot of good things happen down here. You guys are doing some things. I know you're trying to get involved in some more activities in town and have a. We talked last night about homelessness and other things that we might all get involved in.
Sure.
And your branch of service you're in, Brian?
I was in the Navy.
You're in the Navy.
Yes.
And we won't. I don't. We won't.
He's got too
Joe
many.
was in the. Well, Joe, what did you do?
I was Army. I was proud to be in the Army and the Air Force.
And no Marine involvement
No Marines at all.
whatsoever.
I noticed you didn't have any Marines in your leadership little thing the other night either.
We tried.
Was that purpose?
No, it's,
But Hank, I have to tell you, they did have a lot of good food.
The food
Yeah,
was-
we may want to think twice about joining.
Well, listen, I was impressed. Yeah, the food layout was great. But really, I want you to tell them, the folks listening to us, about really the advantages of joining the American Legion, particularly your post and some of the things that you're doing down there, because you are doing a lot of good things, and you got a great post. You got a lot of really nice folks down there, and I like to see you grow a little bit.
So do we. That's why we're here. It's service to the veterans as well as the community. And, as far as your benefits go, there are a lot of intangible benefits, such as camaraderie and pride, and, tradition, heritage, accomplishments, serving, belonging, that sort of thing. That's, but if you do join, you get the magazine. Right. Well,
It's the one you gave me the other night?
Yes.
yeah, that was my newsletter.
That was your newsletter?
You're going to get had, yeah.
Yeah, you don't join just for the magazine, I guarantee you.
Particularly for those of us who are reading as a challenge. You get pictures in that magazine?
Yes, we do. But, they have benefit plans, they have insurance, life insurance, and the fact that you have the membership card. You can go to, 14,000 different location Legion Post, and you can go on in there. And then it provides a lot of programs for the families and, children, community. But some of the things that we do in the local area here is we're trying to put together our Legion Riders. If any of you people, any of you veterans out there who are bikers, we'd love to get you to join and get in with our Legion Riders. And then we have the assistance to needy children and families, and then Boys State and Boys Nation. But we sponsor 2 people for the Boys State.
Well, actually, we were fortunate this year. I was the chairman of the Boy State group, but we sponsored 2. But then one of the other posts, their 2 dropped out.
Yeah.
So we actually had 4 of our boys going, both the delegates and then 2 alternates went. So
Well, tell them what Boy State's all about, because
Boy State
but a lot of folks don't.
It's a wonderful program where the boys that go, and there's also a girl state. The delegates that go actually they're juniors in high school. And they go off to Tallahassee. They actually form like little governments, cities, counties, and then they run for state election. And they sit in the legislature chambers up in Tallahassee. They meet the legislators. They receive all sorts of training on parliamentary procedure, how laws are passed, things like that. And they actually assume these positions. One of them is chosen as the governor, then there's state senators, there's state congressmen, and then there's city government people, things like that. But I believe it was 690 boys from around the state went there this last June, and Girl State was just 2 weeks before that, and they did virtually the same thing. The girls became the governor and so on and so forth.
And
Wonderful
that's sponsored
program.
by the auxiliary.
No, that's sponsored by the Legion Post. The Girl State
Girl
is
State,
sponsored
yes.
by the auxiliary.
Yes.
Boy State's by our Legion Post.
So you got a lot of programs you're involved in, and I know that you help veterans in need because we've been seeing a few of them back and forth referring each other different
Right,
different people.
that's
And
one
we
of our-
talked about that the other day, how we could better help veterans, and we need everybody involved. That's what we talked about the other night, about making sure that we're working together to help veterans in this community. American Legion, of course, is a nationwide organization, so you do that throughout the country.
Oh, yeah.
If people are out there and they want to join, what is the procedure? What is the cost? How do they get the process rolling?
Well, the cost is minimal. It's $35 a year to become a member. Now, if you want to join, and we want you to join, you call the telephone number 352-624-3563. You'll get a recording, but you leave the information on the recording, and our adjutant will get back with you and give you the application and get you started with us. We really need the members at this point. I think the biggest issue we have is we've got a ton of members. We've got 160 some odd members. What is it?
162 members.
You know how many come to the meetings?
10.
10.
You had a good crowd the other night. You had, what,
Yeah.
20 people there the other night?
Yeah.
A lot of those were auxiliary.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's pretty typical, I told you. It's typical
Oh,
of
yeah.
a lot of veterans groups.
That is
They get
typical.
600-700 members, and 10, 12 people show up. But you need members, but you need active members, too.
Need active members because we want some programs, to develop, and it takes active membership to make these programs happen.
Yeah, and it's like every other service organization, the VFW, the Air Force Association,
Yeah.
the Marine Corps League, all of them, they're all, they're not short of members, they're short of active members.
Correct.
And I've kind of taken it as a personal challenge when I see somebody with a military-like cap or device on their hats. I will approach them and ask them if they are a member of any organization. I don't really care which. They all serve the same veteran help purpose. But if they're not a member, I will give them an application. I have a stack in my wallet that I carry at all times.
Yeah, we all do.
Well, Marion County has nearly 50,000 veterans, but there's only about 6,500 who are active in posts and chapters. So there's a lot of veterans out here that don't belong, don't participate, and that's really unfortunate, because one is they strengthen the veteran cause by joining, because when you go to Congress, you're representing those veterans when you have issues, and we have a lot of issues in Congress, and trying to get them to pass legislation for and on behalf of veterans. And there's a lot of things you can do locally, but numbers do count. And, if you're not affiliated with the American Legion or the VFW or the Marine Corps League, you really need to get involved, because numbers do matter.
Oh, yeah.
It's 1 in 20 in the state. Only that belong to these organizations, veteran organizations, only 1 out of 20. We absolutely need more participation.
Well, people think that, and a lot of veterans think, and we just talked about this, I think I talked to you guys about it, that the positive legislation comes about because folks just want to do good things for veterans. That's not true. It comes about because you have veterans groups advocating on behalf of veterans. It doesn't make any difference to me who they are. You guys do a good job. There are a lot of organizations do a good job. But unless you get the people who make the decisions, that one is they don't know about the problem, or they don't care. But when you tell them that you represent 10,000 veterans or 50,000 veterans or 20 million veterans, it does make a difference to them. And so that's the importance of joining. And there are a lot of other benefits in terms of, discounts of insurance and all kinds of things that I took advantage of, quite frankly, that I couldn't get on my own, but I got it through the American Legion, which was a lot cheaper to do.
Absolutely. And nationally, there are 2.4 million members of the American Legion. They are the largest organization. I did want to
And the oldest.
And the oldest, that is correct. I did want to clarify one point, though. A lot of people think of the VFW, Veterans Foreign Wars, and then the American Legion. They think, well, those two are different because these guys here deployed and these guys here didn't. No, that's not the case. You can be a deployed veteran, a wartime veteran, and be a member of the American Legion. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't divide them like that at all. In fact, the majority of our membership deployed. They're highly decorated.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Purple Heart license plates when I drove up the other day in the parking lot. So,
well, then again, there are others with kind of my story was I had a great time in the Navy. Never saw combat. I was a Vietnam era veteran, not a Vietnam veteran, but I served in Italy and on a destroyer out of Charleston. Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, it's a good org. My dues are past due. I know that, but I'm going to pay. I promise. Yeah. I tell everybody that. Checks in the mail.
Yeah,
but
right.
It's a great organization. As I say, it's done more for me than I've done for it. And if you join, you find out the same thing. But the most important thing for me is it serves other veterans and their families, and that's important to us all.
Absolutely.
So again, give us the phone numbers.
Just about to do that. If you want to join, please call 352-624-3563 and leave a message. We will call you back, I promise.
Yeah, and if you have applications, too, you can leave them down in my office. I don't mind giving them out. A lot of folks come in, and we'd be glad to, make sure that they get into the right hands.
Well, I'll drop by with the form so you can...
There you go. Listen, if you can get my money, you're doing better than the other ones are doing, I can tell you. It's a hard task.
Maybe you'll have something to say about that.
You got to go through the wife first. See, you're talking to the wrong... You got to talk to the wives first. Mm-hmm. And that's the other issue. There's auxiliaries as well for both men and women. So
absolutely.
So you can do that way
and
as well.
We're looking for females to join the American Legion.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you qualified that.
Female veteran.
Oh, you too? Yeah, that's right. To join the American
Legion. Your wife was listening.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, boy. Oh, here we go.
Over the radio, no less. Yes, here we go.
How long have you been married?
18 years.
Well,
happily 18 years.
It's the last of it right now. So we'll make sure of that. Well, we'll have Don talk what he saw the other night. Donnie, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll see how big his contribution is what we'll do.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to hear.
Hey, listen, guys, and I hope you, as I told you, all come in. We'll work out a schedule, and that's true of any organization in town that's veteran-based. If you have an event, you have issues that you're trying to solve. In this case, membership. That's what WOCA is about. Certainly, that's what this radio show is about, is to try to assist you where we can. So we'll be glad to do it. Larry, I know you got to take a break and sell some product, and go for it, guy.
We'll be right back.
I'm sure you never get tired of being reminded as to how lucky you are to be here in sunny Florida. Everything you could possibly want is right outside your door. Well, now you have a brand new automobile showroom and service center to match your lifestyle. Introducing Village Ford. This state-of-the-art facility has been carefully designed to be the most customer-friendly experience ever in buying or caring for your vehicle. Village Ford, located minutes north of the Villages on Highway 441, has a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Fords, along with many low-mileage, thoroughly inspected used cars and trucks. And for the reliable, fast, on-the-go routine maintenance, Village Ford introduces Quick Lane, a nationwide tire and auto center open 6 days a week, servicing all makes and models with no appointment necessary. We invite you to visit Village Ford and find out for yourself how buying your next car is as pleasant as, well, living where you do.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Robin, the Marion County Literacy Council has once again nominated us to be candidates in the Kiss a Horse for Literacy campaign.
2 years ago, we sold paintings and won.
Last year, we tried to sell more paintings and lost to legendary boxer Dave Schlenker.
I think he was wrestling.
Wrestling, boxing, what's the difference, Robin?
Well, the difference is that this year we're busking for a bus.
Translated, that means we'll be street performing for a kiss.
A kiss with a horse.
So be sure to keep your radio tuned to WOCA The Source as we announce the different locations where you can catch us playing our accordion and mandolin on the streets.
All to help the Marion County Literacy Council teaching adults to learn how to read.
We made a website just for our campaign.
It's buskforabus.com. That's bus, B-U-S-K, then the number 4, then the letter A, and then bus with 2 S's.
Promotional consideration for the Marion County Literacy Council provided by your friends here at WOCA The Source.
96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join Chairman Dr. Jim Henningsen and walk with us on Saturday, October 5th at Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help the fight against the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at MarionHeartWalk.org.
Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
All right, 24 minutes before 10 o'clock, let's rejoin Veterans News and Hank Whittier. Hank?
Hey, doesn't Joe look better on the outside than the inside? He really does.
What can we say?
Because thank you. You're welcome. We speak well of you because of your service. Listen, we got 3 of the guys here that are really making that fundraiser out at Golden Ocala really a success for the vets, helping vets and veterans, and that's really what to keep in mind, that it's for veterans that are need to be secure in a home someplace, and we're trying to provide the funds to do that, mainly through Golden Ocala and Mr. Roberts and all the other good folks out there. So Phelan's here, my friend, Don Harrison's here. And my friend Joe Donaldson's here. But
I was about to say 2.5, not 3.
So I got 2 friends out of the 3 that's here. Hey, listen, and I know you got a lot to talk about and a lot of things really going great because you've been keeping me up to date on what's happening and the progress. And I want to tell you how much hard work I know it is. And down the road, I hope a chance to express that to everybody on that committee and everybody else connected, but I know how hard you work. But Joe, I'm going to slide something to you, and it's just a small little token of something I think you like, and you can write checks off of this too, as a matter of fact.
It's a little token of appreciation.
Thank you very much. Little token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much.
No, listen, it's got a little golf club on it. I thought you'd
I see
appreciate
that.
that. And listen, you know what happens. Every time I give somebody something, Don Harrison wants something.
You have to give him something, too.
Here, this is for you, Donnie, something I know I've seen you use before.
It's
a big one, too. It's a red crayon.
My color.
Yeah, it's a red crayon.
It's
Yeah,
the right
Marine Corps colors.
I love it. It's the right size, too.
It's the only guy in town that writes checks with a crayon.
I definitely love it. Thank you very
Well, you're
much,
welcome.
because I know it's coming from your heart.
Yeah, I have no heart. Everybody
Exactly.
knows that.
You feel left out?
Hey, no.
We'll pick on him later. We have something special for him. Yeah.
Donnie, I have a Little Mermaid coloring book in the car if you need it.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, because I certainly could use it.
Remember the old conductors used to get the little change thing? We'll get something like that for Phelan.
Because he can't count. So our fundraiser, we're getting closer and closer to the event. I'm all excited about the fact that all the pieces are coming together. It's going to be a fantastic 2-day event. We have a lot of people coming in. I can't thank enough all the people and all the support that we're receiving from the community. I was asked the other day, why did I move to Ocala? I'm going to tell you something. Why wouldn't I want to move to Ocala? The people in Ocala, Marion County, are terrific. I've never seen such a response in a short period of time to help other people. This event is fantastic. When I went out searching for partners, I didn't know where to go, and I started off with Mr. Donnelly, who is the operations manager at Golden Ocala, and asked him for some advice and said, what do you think we can do? Without even missing a beat, he turned around and said, hey, we can help you. We'll support you. Well, I'm thinking about, okay, he's looking at my wallet and he wants to know how much we have. No, that wasn't the case. It was about veterans. Mr. Roberts wants to help veterans. Him and his wife are very big supporters of veterans. Joe was a big supporter of veterans. He said, look, we want to be a partner. I went to the Marine Corps League, and I said, well, I think we should be able to help. The Marine Corps League, without skipping a beat as well, turned around and said, we want to be part of this, and we want to be a partner. And they turned around and worked with the other agencies and activities to try to build this core of support up for us. Then the third is the Marion Dunn Blue Lodge. For the Shriners and the Masons, and terrific. I couldn't ask for any better support from the three partners. This thing is going to be fantastic. I've never been to an event where we have disabled veterans coming in, doing an exhibition on how to play tennis. We have disabled veterans coming in who are blind, going to do an exhibition on how to hit golf balls. I saw Hank hitting golf balls, so I would
think I'm blind.
I would have thought he was blind and disabled, but it's fantastic that we have folks that can come down and demonstrate that it's not over because you're wounded or hurt. But it augments and supplements what we're trying to do with the veterans helping veterans. We have families coming in. They need to enjoy themselves. They need to feel comfortable about working with the community. As a veteran being wounded, has spent a lot of time in a hospital. It affects your family as much as you. And it seems to be that the veteran gets over it sooner, quicker, faster than the family members. We want to bring everybody together on this. So this event on Friday, on October 18th and October 19th, we're bringing in people. We have static displays. I had a call this morning from Massachusetts. They're going to bring down some intelligence equipment, sensors, and they want to show you how they can move information. I had a call yesterday from the Special Ops group out here in Ocala. They're going to do some static displays for us. We have Sergeant Gregory, who's been an angel in supporting us and helping us out of here, out of the U.S. Army recruiter's office right here in Ocala. Fantastic help and support. And you know something? It's the contribution. It's not the cost. The tennis is, and I stand to be corrected, Bob.
Yes.
Robert.
Sure.
It is $100 a couple.
Okay.
It's not a single. I try to jack up the price. $100 to play tennis. It's a couple.
Well, that was your end of it, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get.
You were trying to get a little. Yeah.
My kids have to go.
England.
I have to get my
Joe,
kids.
are you and Phelan really keeping track of what he's bringing in? Is he turning everything over to you guys, or?
I know he's doing a lot of traveling here recently, so.
That's only because Linda doesn't want him home. That's all.
That's true.
So we. That's so true. The truth hurts. So today I want to introduce you folks to Mr. Donnelly. Joe Donnelly is I like to call him the Director of Operations, because the government, the title means a lot more than the actions you do. But Joe, as being the Operations Manager at Golden Ocala, has been one giant supporter of what we're trying to do. He's helping us to be the GUI to pull it all together. So without any further ado, I want to introduce Joe. Joe, you may have a couple of words you want to tell, but maybe you want to fire me from trying to put this thing together, but that's all right. I got my crayon.
You know what? I think the word eviction is in his mind.
That would be much more appropriate.
But
you do evictions out there, Joe? Would this be the
do I
first
get a vote?
eviction that you ever had to do?
Yeah, it would be.
Do I get a vote?
We all could vote right now. Well, I want to thank you for having me here today. Mr. Harrison came into me, I'll call you Mr. Harrison, came into me, several months ago and started to explain, what helping vets, really did. And I was, I really was surprised, how many people, do need help and actually, the immediate impact that you guys could have on it. And, it was explained the difference between yours and the Wounded Warriors and how all that worked. And went to Mr. Roberts, and he was excited about it. And I thought it would be a great thing for not only Golden Ocala, but myself and our staff to be involved with. And, we're just, as Donnie can tell you, he sees us every day. He comes in and talks to us. And, we're all very excited about hosting it out there at Golden Ocala.
Joe, tell him the truth. I come in and harass you every day.
Well, you know what? He comes in and teaches me.
Well,
I like to read a lot of history books, military history, and he always comes in and gives me a couple tidbits and comes back 2 or 3 days later to quiz me on them. But,
we have something special for Mr. Roberts, by the way. Matter of fact, I brought one back, and I was talking to Tommy V about it. And when I showed him the one I got for him, he just went ballistic and said, hey, he wrote a check and says, don't even put that up for the auction. I want to buy it. So what we have for Mr. Roberts is special. I'm not going to say it on the radio because he may be listening.
He might be. He knows I'm here, so he might be.
Okay, good, yeah.
So I don't want to give it away.
No, don't give anything away. Yeah. Listen, Phelan's never. Have you said anything since you've come on a couple of times? Have you spoken at all?
A little bit.
Well, why don't you tell them how to get a hold of you all out there and what numbers they need to call?
The address to mail any correspondence to is at the Masonic Lodge. It's 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue, Ocala, Florida 34471. Again, that's 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue, Ocala, Florida 34471. And my cell phone number is 904-553-4157. 904-553-4157. And I do want to thank you guys. It's really an honor to be working with this thing. It truly is.
Hey, Phelan, you may want to mention Lloyd's contact information as well.
Lloyd, it's not on, Lloyd's number's not on here, I don't think.
Lloyd's out of commission right at the moment. He's been hospitalized.
Well, and again, it's not just,
Donnie.
if you can play golf, you can play tennis. But if you don't want to do that, you can just make a contribution as well. And a lot of folks are not really participating in playing tennis or playing golf. They're making contributions. We would like you to come out and play golf, obviously, and tennis. But if you don't want to do that, if you just want to send your check, we'll be glad to take it. So, and Phelan is the contact person, along with Lloyd Dorsey, who's a little bit under the weather right now. But the event's coming up pretty soon, 18th and 19th, so we're just right around the corner from that. But it's going to be a great event, and I think you're going to enjoy it if you show up. And
well, Hank, I'll tell you what. If you and Phelan can beat me and my partner, Joe Donnelly, I might even throw another $1 in.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Beat you at what?
Golf.
Oh, golf. I like to beat you, but not necessarily at golf.
If they're going to let me play, any skill level can play out there.
That's right. You don't have to play well. Obviously, they're letting Don play. So
actually,
Lloyd's number anyway is 352-454-2662. 352-454-2662.
Yeah, and he's a little under the weather, but he's doing all right now. I've been over. Phelan, you and I went over to the hospital, saw him. We got him a little doll, a Marine Corps doll. You wind it up, and it runs for cover.
That's a good place. Yes, sir.
So again, give the telephone numbers one more time, and the address about how to get a hold of you and Dorsey, whoever else is going to answer the phone.
Okay, the address is 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue, Ocala 34471. That's 1846 Southeast 36th Avenue, Ocala 34471. And my cell phone is 904-553-4157. And Lloyd's number is 454-2662, 352-454-2662.
Remember the theme, heroes shouldn't be homeless. And you're going to, that night, that Friday night, you'll meet some people because of the generosity of the folks who are contributing are not homeless. Otherwise, they would have been. And you'll meet some people that night who will tell you what a difference your contributions or your decision to play golf or your decision to play tennis really means. And matter of fact, I won't give you the whole story, but there's a child coming that's going to talk about, 2 years ago he was living in a tent and now he got his own room. So, and that's the difference you make when you give.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
Also, I got to mention Purple Heart's coming in.
Yep.
And they're going to do not a demonstration, they're going to have a memorial.
That's right.
It's the Marine Corps Memorial from Afghanistan. It's the rifle, the boots, the helmet, the dog tags, and the pictures of all the Marines that were killed in Afghanistan. So what did Harley of Ocala do? They got a mural, and they put the Marines and all the names, and they put a frame on it, and they're going to dedicate it. It's a real big mural, and that's going to be part of the silent auction, and that's Derek Kelly, another great supporter.
That's right.
Him, Al Dunlap, another great supporter.
There's a lot of good people, just, more than their money's important, but their heart's in it too, and that's what we like.
And Bob Schmidt of this little Seven Sisters, that bed and breakfast, he's stepped out of the box, and he's really supporting us with putting up some of our people as well, because we have Golden Ocala putting up some of our VIPs, and we just don't have all the room every place. So
they've stepped up and really good. By the way, that's going to be your permanent home too. So, Linda talked about it.
Is that the sheriff by the sheriff's office?
Unit at the sheriff's department.
I'm a little nervous about the sheriff.
Hey, Robert, I don't think we talked about Ford this half hour.
Not yet, we haven't.
Oh, I know you're going to do that. By the way, while Joe came in and told me they contacted us back just a little while ago and said, rest assured there'll be a vehicle out there. They're going to try to get us what we want.
So you know what we're having out there now?
So anyway, I wanted to make sure everybody was on the same page, and they're trying to track us down. We've been trying to track them down. But again, Ford of Ocala comes through because we asked them to.
Steve's bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, he's hard. And Tom's had a lot on his plate too, but they just called Joe to say, hey, don't forget, we understand we're going to be out there. We're going to have a vehicle out there.
Anyway, we've got Ford Lincoln of Ocala. Their goal is to ensure that they're one of the best dealerships in the state of Florida, and they offer a great selection of new and used vehicles. And financing and leases are available, and special ops for all types of commercial work of all types. They have a great parts department and repair service, and their service department is fantastic. And if you don't want to go to the Ocala store, you're welcome to go to the Bellevue store. Steve will probably be at one of the two of them most any time.
The other thing I tell, whether it's Golden Ocala or it's Harley Davidson, shop and do business with folks who care about veterans and care about the community.
Amen.
And Ford does, Harley Davidson does, Golden Ocala does. I mean, why would you want to spend your money with people who don't care about you? So, when you can. And I know for a fact that Ford does care about veterans, and they have some special promotional programs for veterans in terms of discounts. Go out to Ford; you'll be a happy camper if you did. I think Curley had a casualty.
One of the local heroes. He was a past member of BFW Post 7193, and I would just like to announce this morning. His name is Staff Sergeant Clarence Walker Jr. He's from the United States Army, and also he's a United Parcel Service driver. He was found dead Monday morning at his residence in Summerfield, Florida. We don't have any of the full details yet about the arrangement, but you need to consult the Ocala Star Banner for all the final details. Remember, we need to remember Staff Sergeant Clarence Walker Jr.
Yeah, I saw him I saw his picture in the paper this morning.
Okay.
In fact, yeah.
Right.
Hank, I want to ask you, how often do you make the meetings?
What meetings?
The American Legion. the Marine Corps League.
I'm not a meeting guy, but I make all of your meetings.
You certainly do, and I appreciate it too.
You've got good incentives for him to be there.
Well, you know what? Seriously,
I make all your meetings.
You meet all week long, and then you get invited out, usually 7 or 8 o'clock at night, to have another meeting with another group. But I try to make some of them.
You and I
do make some of them.
We are getting a little worn down.
It's the
with all the
dues.
meetings.
See, I don't mind going to the meetings, but usually when I go to the meetings, I have their handout. The last meeting you brought me to at the Marine Corps League, it ended up costing me money. Didn't you see them grab me for my dues?
Well, I told
And it's the second time I had to pay this year.
You only pay once a year, Hank.
No, in this case, I had to pay twice because they
Okay.
forgot that I paid the first time.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure? Well, listen, I know when I take money out of my wallet, but the Marine Corps League doesn't.
Well, you need to keep your
You
receipt.
need to be a life member.
Yeah.
You know, cough it up. I'm a life member of the
That's what
Marine
the judge
Corps
said, too. The judge said the same thing.
A life member without
You
probation.
don't pay anything once you pay.
I appreciate it. Hey, listen, you guys have been great. This is almost upon us, and it's a big event for Marion County. The county, Donnie and I have been meeting with county officials. They're excited. They actually want to expand it before we get the first one underway.
Yeah.
That can come later, but they want to piggyback, and it's a good thing for the county. And as Don said earlier, Marion County has a reputation, and in this regard, it has a good reputation.
Yeah,
Because I get calls, and people think I'm BSing, but I do get calls from around the state asking us, how do you do it? How can you do that? How can you get people involved? Because they hear about. We had a call from Tallahassee the other day, and I've had calls from Miami. I've had calls from out of state saying they've heard we're engaged in doing certain things and we're helping veterans and we've got these things going on in Marion County, and they sort of want the blueprint. But what they don't have is they don't have the hearts of the people in Marion County. That's the missing ingredient. Sometimes they have it in their county and they don't know.
You know
But
what's
I
interesting?
know what we've got here.
You know, it's interesting when they know it's coming from the heart. We have folks coming in from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., Virginia, coming down, and Georgia, coming in to participate in this fundraiser. And it's because of what we're saying and what we're trying to do. Veterans are veterans. It don't matter what state or what county they're in. They're American veterans. So people that are veterans in other areas, they're willing to kick in and help out. Hey, we'll help you if we know, and this is the key, where the funds are going.
That's right, where the money is going. And in this case, there's no admin money, no overhead money. Golden Ocala is not charging us a dime. Everything is free, thanks to their generosity, Mr. Roberts' generosity. So 100% of your contributions, 100% of your, whether you play tennis or golf or you're just going to send in a check, every dime goes to make sure that veterans aren't homeless.
You know, Hank, we often talk and we forget that we've got new listeners that are on the radio today or any time. But most of them maybe don't know where our office is.
Well, you'd be glad to tell them, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but I was hoping that you might tell them.
Well, listen, you're there more often than I am, so
That's true.
they'll be seeing you, not me.
That's true.
You can show them where I sit sometimes.
I can do that, definitely. But it's Veterans Helping Veterans. We're at 1527 Northeast 8th Avenue. And give us a call. If you can't come by, give us a call. It's 352-433-4320. And that's wrong. It's 2320.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
That's the other office you keep. That's your other office, yeah. That's,
But anyway, I need that one. There's a dummy.
Call first, make sure Hank's not there.
You would have made a good Marine, you know.
I know.
He's more visual.
Kilo 35.
But listen, and if you have a veteran in need, we'll try to help them out. No guarantee. I did have a guy, I have to tell you the story. He called me day before yesterday, that he wanted $5,000 to visit his kid in Germany, which I thought was a bit excessive and not really quite the kind of thing that we're into. I mean, I like to visit my kids too, but I don't ask somebody else to pay for it. So, but,
I don't like it when you talk about me, Hank.
I know it. Well, and I would have given you the money, but the kids told me they didn't want to see you. Your son called me and said, "Don't send Dad." You know. Hey, listen, guys, I think it's time for us to move on. Pretty much have exhausted what we're going to talk about. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for your service. And as I tell you every week, God bless America,
bless
buddy.
America.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin shared a handshake, but only a brief smile, as Putin welcomed him to the G20 summit in St. Petersburg. They've been seated at opposite ends of a huge round table, as far apart as their views on a military strike on Syria. It's still tough to find a job, but less people are being laid off. 9,000 fewer people filed claims for benefits last week. Wearable technology